Hey there, welcome. I'm Dr. Andrew Smith. Today we're diving into a question that many high achievers, driven but exhausted folks overlook. And that is, what are you really moving towards? It's so easy to get caught up in the hustle, in the accolades, in the next big achievement. But here's the truth. If you're not setting and moving towards your goals based on your core values, you might be headed towards burnout and emptiness rather than fulfillment, meaning, purpose. So before we get started, what's one goal you're working towards right now? I'd love to hear where you're at. Let's start a conversation about the why. Why are you doing that? Why are you moving towards those goals? So today we're talking about values-based goals. I want to draw a distinction between achievement or externally driven goals and what it means to be led by internal core values. And we're often told to chase success, to climb the ladder, to never stop pushing. But the question I think we need to step back and ask is this one: at what cost do we keep pushing? In today's video, I want to show you how to align your goals with your deepest values so that you can move forward with purpose, not just momentum for the sake of it or to please others. So, because I just want to make this point really clear, when your goals are disconnected from your personal values, achievements can start to feel really empty. So, I want to draw a distinction between achievement-based living and decision making, versus values based living or decision making. So let's start by talking about why so many driven people hit a wall. And maybe you've experienced this, I have. And that is that you reached a career milestone or a life milestone, achieved a huge personal goal, one that you've been looking forward to for a really long time. And instead of feeling fulfilled, you feel lost. If that sounds familiar, you're experiencing what it feels like to achieve goals that aren't tied to your core values. And when that happens, even wins come out hollow. They start to feel hollow. So when there's a gap between achievements and values, no matter how high you climb, it'll never feel like enough. So in the comments, I'd love for folks to engage. Let me know if you've ever hit a big goal and felt a little bit empty when you got there on the back end. You're definitely not alone. So hit those comments. Have you hit a big goal and felt empty afterwards? It's really important to know what you're up against here. I want to draw out two different versions of you. Version one, the way that we come up often when we're young and driven, is to be rewarded with external things like praise, future financial rewards, status. And those things aren't bad in and of themselves. But what are values-based goals? Simply put, in this other version of you, they're goals that aren't driven by external rewards. They're not driven by things like money, promotions, or praise. They're not driven by desire for positive evaluations or feedback from others. Or worse, they're not driven by fear and avoidance of negative feedback from others. Instead, values are core principles. They define who you want to be, who you aspire to be, and how you aspire to live and move your life. So let's list a few of these things that you may use to define and aspire towards. How about authenticity? That's one of mine. Growth, curiosity. How about compassion? Oh, and how about connection? Instead of being driven by the evaluation and feedback of others, money, status, achievement to tell us whether we're whole or not, we could start evaluating ourselves on whether or not our actions or our choices, our decisions, are aligned with core values of connection, authenticity, growth, curiosity, compassion, just to name a few. So values they're really like a compass. They guide you even when the path isn't clear. And so often the path isn't clear. Unlike goals that change and achievements that you pass through in a life, values are reliable. Unlike emotions that you have or thoughts and cognitions that occur at high frequency all day long, values can inform everything from how you show up in relationships to how you handle challenges at work to how you choose to set boundaries and put up decisions about what's going to happen next in your pathway. So let's use a couple of examples though. If one of your core values is growth or curiosity, maybe your goal is to learn something new every month, but don't just tie it to career advancement and these external rewards. Start tying this to motivation for personal development towards a hobby, a conversation with a friend, developing yourself based on your aspirations for the vision of a life that you want to be moving towards. Example two, how about connection? Maybe this is one of your goals, or maybe this is one of your core. How about connection? Maybe this is one of your core values. And your goal becomes to spend more intentional time with your loved one. This way, you're not just scheduling time for the sake of it, you're prioritizing what truly matters intentionally. So, I want to hear from you. I want to hear in the comments below. Are there core values that are important to you? Do you need to discover core values? Are you unsure of how to do that? Do you have them but you haven't verbalized them? Pick one. In the comments below, share one value that's important to you. This is the first step in figuring out how to start being guided by values rather than being guided by external rewards that leave us feeling really hollow and empty eventually.